People always comment about Indigenous people. Why didn't you just get ahead? But they don't understand the system was built so we couldn't. My people are Beaver from northern Alberta. My roots don't trace back to any other country. They trace back here to these rivers, these trails, these hills, hundreds and hundreds of years. My great great grandfather was the hereditary chief Leglass. That name was given through the fur trade era around Fort Dunvegan. Before the settlers came, our people already had systems. We traveled, we hunted, we traded, we gathered together for celebrations, potlatches, horse races, hand games, guessing games, stories, marriages, alliances. Entire nations met along these routes long before Alberta was ever called Alberta. Then came the reserves, the pass systems, government control. People don't realize Indigenous people had to ask permission just to leave reserve land. Families got split apart. One large tribe could be divided into multiple bands and pushed into different areas. Good farmland would get taken and our people would be pushed deeper into the bush, muskeg, and swamps. And then dependency started. Our people were pushed into relying on trading posts for flour, sugar, tea, powder, guns, supplies. The fur trade changed everything. The hunters who once provided for entire communities suddenly had to survive inside somebody else's economy, inside a little reserve. But my elders never let the old ways die. I grew up hearing the stories about the Beaver and the Cree people, the old battles, the old trading routes, the survival stories. I grew up off-grid, no power, sometimes wood heat, outhouses hauling water, kerosene lanterns, hunting moose, cleaning birds, making dry meat, living in the bush for days, for months, for weeks. And one thing this taught me is that you leave the land the way you found it. You build a moose rack, and then you take it down. You leave, and nothing is left behind besides footprints. That's the Indigenous ways and knowledge. People think about being traditional as a costume or a trend. For me, it was childhood. And yeah, I fell behind in school in some ways. Social studies felt weird because they taught history like we disappeared. We weren't even in it. Kids would say where they were from, Germany, Ireland, Ukraine, Scotland, and I'd sit there thinking, I'm from here. My ancestors were already here. A lot of our people didn't follow politics because for generations, politics was something done to us, not for us. We only got the right to vote federally in Canada in 1960. That's not ancient history. That's my parents' generation. But now I'm learning everything I can. Not to hate anybody, not to divide people, but to decolonize my own mind. To remember who we were before survival became our identity. My elders carried these stories through generations so we wouldn't forget. And I refuse to forget. We are still here.